How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Ethan Bridge. I am host of the Social Media Marketing School podcast and the guy behind the Instagram page at The Marketing Ethan. Now today I want to talk about 5 different tools that I've used in the past that have helped me with my Facebook ads. They've helped me with the performance, they've helped me with the organization, they've helped me with my research, and they've just helped me with a dashboard overview that's helped me keep track of what I'm actually doing with my ads. Now, they are all excellent. Some are paid, some are free. I'm going to try and have a mix of both, but by doing that and using these, you have a greater chance in seeing success with your ads. So, who doesn't want that? You're spending your hard-earned money to use Facebook ads, so obviously you want to make as much money in return from them, and these tools can help you do just that. So without any further ado, let's just dive straight into the first one. Now, the first one is a very simple one, and it's one I hope all of you use already, especially if you are running ads, and that is simply the Facebook Ads mobile app. You can get the Ad Manager, if you didn't know, as an app for your mobile, on-the-go tracking of what you're doing. It's often that you are traveling and something goes wrong, or you get a notification from a colleague that says, have you seen this on the recent campaign? And because you're out and about and you're traveling and you're not at your laptop, if you didn't have this app, you would have no idea what they were talking about. And for all you know, it could be urgent. It could need to be seen to that second. If you don't have access to your ads manager through the mobile app because you don't have your laptop, then how are you meant to edit, change, or do anything to help solve the problem? You can't. But by having the mobile app, you have that on-the-go accessibility to your ads manager. And this has come in so handy so many times for me personally, whether that's even just wanting to check how ads are going. You are obviously, with Facebook ads, running them consistently throughout the day. Now, you're not just starting them and stopping them when you're at your laptop so you can keep an eye on them. They are left continually running. So your money is being continuously spent. So you obviously want to keep a track of how your money is doing. So having the app allows you to just do that. You can open up the app, look at your current ad performance. If it's doing well, excellent. If you see an ad that is extremely unprofitable, you can stop it there and then on the app. You can stop it spending any more money. You prevent losing more money. You can edit existing ads, you can schedule new ads, you can create new ads, you can change the budget, all of those things you can do with the mobile app. Yes, obviously, the desktop or the version you get through your browser on your laptop is going to be much more powerful and much more detailed, but you can do the essentials with the mobile app. So if you haven't got the mobile app already, please get it, because you do get that on-the-go ability to access your ads manager. So with the first one being very obvious, I just wanted to make sure you guys had that. Now we can go into some apps and tools that you may not have heard of before that are actually going to help you boost that ROI and just keep a better track of your ads as a whole. So tool number 2, and this one is called AdsPresso. Now, you may have heard of their blog because it is fantastic. If you are new to Facebook ads or advanced, they have some brilliant blog posts about how to use Facebook ads, how to improve your Facebook ads, and they have awesome case studies for you to follow or things that they have tested themselves and you can learn from. So, number 1, their blog is brilliant, but the tool that they actually offer, the paid tool they have, is also very, very helpful. Now, I personally used it for the dashboard aspect. I personally think the Facebook Ads Manager dashboard is pretty sloppy. There's no visualization of your figures. They are just in those set columns that you pick. Yes, you can customize these to how you want them to be, but sometimes the reporting methods of the Ads Manager itself just doesn't quite cut it, in my opinion. It's not visually appealing. You can't look at it as a whole in a nice graph, those kind of things. And that's what AdsPresso brings to the table. They give you that really simple visualization of how your ads are performing through their dashboard. And it's customizable. So if you are only interested in looking at certain analytics within your ads, then you can select just those analytics to be shown in your dashboard. You may not give a damn about your cost per click. I mean, you probably do, but that was just an example, first example that came to my head. But if you don't want to look at that, fine, take it off. You can have the dashboard customized to your own preferences, so at a glance, you can see what you need to see. Yes, I get that you can do that with the Ads Manager because you get to set up your columns, but it's just not as visually appealing, and to the eye, when you're looking at something like the dashboard on AdsPresso, it's much easier to just get straight to the point and understand what you are looking at. And the metrics, they are very, very detailed. If you're worrying about the fact that, oh yes, but the Ads Manager can get really detailed on certain things, so can AdsPresso. It's all pulled through and it's all really, really easy to analyze. Now, another thing I do actually like is the collaboration aspect of it. For example, let's say you're an agency owner and you run ads for clients. Through AdsPresso, you can actually have your clients approve your campaigns before you start them. You can set them up, send them through to them on AdsPresso. They will see it, they can look at it, and then they can approve it before you actually start running the campaign. Now, you may have an agreement as an agency owner with your clients that you just run all their ads anyway, and there's no approval needed to actually start running the ads. Yes, that is obviously what you would prefer to have. You want free control. But some companies might want to have the ability to be able to approve campaigns just to make sure they have some control over what they are spending through their Facebook ads. But AdsPresso does allow you to do that. So the collaboration of the tool itself is actually very, very handy if you are an agency working with clients. But there is another free tool that AdsPresso offers, and this is their Facebook ad examples, and this is one that is really, really good for spying on competitors and finding things that you can look at and go from to actually then adopt for your own ads themselves. Obviously, you want to know what your competition are doing. If you aren't aiming to outperform the competition, then how are you going to outperform them? You need to know what they're doing. You need to know what they're doing well. You need to know what they're doing poorly. And if you know all of these things, you can then optimize your creative, your copy, your offer to a level that is obviously going to outperform that competition. So they actually have a tool where you can search for different ads that your competitors are potentially creating, and it will just come up with a huge list. You just search, huge list pops up, and then there you go. You can then analyze them. You can take the good bits, you can take the bad bits, you compare what you have created so that you can then make adjustments accordingly. But this is another free tool that AdsPresso offers. So just go onto their website. Their website is phenomenal. As I said, their blog is extremely, extremely helpful. Yes, their paid tool is fantastic as well, but they have a lot of free stuff on that website. So I strongly suggest you head over to AdsPresso, see what you can find, and just run with it. They've got awesome free tools. Their blog is awesome, but I do also strongly recommend their paid product. Now, moving on to tool number 3, and that is AdStage. Now, this one is actually really helpful if you are running ads across various different social platforms, not just Facebook ads. Now, let's say you're running Facebook ads, you're running Google ads, you're running LinkedIn ads, you're running Pinterest ads. All of these platforms have their own dashboard, so keeping that overlook of what actually is going on is quite difficult because you're constantly switching between the different providers and making sure that each one is performing as it should be, this, that, and the other. And sometimes it can become quite confusing, and you just want all of that data in one place opposed to having to switch between tab after tab after tab to make sure you're keeping on top of everything. But AdStage can do just that. It integrates all of these different platforms and brings all of your data together into one single dashboard. It is so ideal if you are running ads across all of the different platforms because you do get that one place where you can see everything, opposed to having to switch between all the different tabs like I was previously saying. You want it to be as simple as possible, especially if you are running ads for clients. You do not want to be unorganized. You might forget that you are running ads on a certain platform and they may become unprofitable, and then consequently you are losing that client money. That is the worst possible thing that could happen, and that's simply down to you being unorganized and forgetting about something. Now, I'm not saying that you are unorganized and that may happen, but it could happen. But if you are on top of everything by having everything on one single dashboard, AdStage can do just that. But again, the details that this tool actually provides are extremely detailed. you can actually go down to funnel level metrics to make sure that there are no leaks in your funnel, or if there are leaks, you can then adjust accordingly so that everything is streamlined and you are optimizing the amount of conversions you are getting from your campaign. Obviously, that is the ultimate goal, but to do that, you need to make sure you know the right data, and AdStage does actually provide that. It's very detailed, and make sure that you are plugging all of those holes to make sure all of your customers are flowing down your funnel just as you would want them to be. Make sure that funnel is optimized. AdStage can help you do just that. But one thing I actually like the most about AdStage is their automated rules feature. And I'm just going to read you the definition of what they say it actually is, because it could be quite confusing if I just try and ramble on about it. Now, it says, monitor and drive better performance for your ad campaigns with automated rules in AdStage. Save time by optimizing campaigns with rules that schedule your marketing campaigns, alert you based on performance, pause campaigns, increase budgets, and more. Now, I am someone that has very little time. I have a podcast where I post 3 times a week. I have a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account where I post every single day. I coach. I do paid ads. All of this stuff, I have very little time. So for me, saving time wherever I can is essential. And having these automated rules can help me do just that. I look to save time wherever possible. So if a tool can help me do that, I'm fully invested, because nothing is more valuable than your time. So if you are someone looking to save time, the automated rules feature of AdStage can help you do just that. So pay attention to that tool. So for example, you could set an automated rule of, if an ad is performing so well, you can increase the budget accordingly. If it performs poorly and goes below a certain level, you can make sure the ad gets paused so it doesn't continue to lose more money. Simple things like this, simple things that you would have to go into the ad manager to do yourself if you didn't have an automated rule set. Because at the end of the day, you want to optimize the performance of your ads, and you cannot keep an eye on your ads 24/7. You've got to sleep, you've got to have some form of social life, so you can't always be looking at your ads manager. Yes, if you download the Ads Manager app on your phone, like I said at the beginning of the episode, you do get those on-the-go analytics, but you're not going to be staring at your phone the whole time you're out and about. But having those automated rules can ensure that just in case something was going wrong, it can be stopped. Or if something's going really well, you can make it do even better. So those automated rules are excellent, and AdStage is another great tool you can use. Now, the next one I want to talk about is Canva. Canva is a content creation tool. It's a design tool. You can create video content, you can create single image posts, you can create carousels, you name it, all of those different things. And that means you can create the creatives for your ads. Now, Canva is free and it's incredibly powerful. Yes, it has a paid version, but you can get a lot done on the free version. So if you want your creatives to be as professional as possible, you need to be using a tool like Canva. Or if you've got the money to spend, the paid version, or Photoshop or Illustrator. These various different tools to make sure that your creative is as professional as possible. At the end of the day, you could have the best targeting with your ads, but if your creative sucks, nobody is going to buy from you, because that is the thing they're seeing, that is the thing that's supposed to grab their attention, and that is the thing that is supposed to drive them further down the funnel. But if that sucks in the first place, they aren't going any further than that ad. They aren't clicking on your link, they aren't looking at your website, and they aren't remembering you. So making sure that creative as professional as possible is key. How can you do that? Use Canva. If you're not creative, do not worry, because Canva has templates. You just pick up your video, you plug it into where the video box is, type the text, done. Now that is far better than what you could have done previously if you were to just go off on a whim and try and create something on iMovie or whatever you've got. Use a template if you're not creative. You don't have to create things from scratch from your head because you think that's what everybody else is doing and that's what's going to make it look better. Because that's not necessarily the case. A lot of the ads you see on Facebook are created using templates, and many of these templates are from Canva. So if you are struggling with your creatives and you want to create something more professional, head over to Canva. I'm not going to talk any more about it because it's incredibly powerful and you must be using it. And I can't give it enough justice without you just heading over there and trying it for yourself. So tool number 4, Canva, please use it to make your creatives if you are currently struggling doing so. Now, the final tool I wanted to mention in this episode is Connectio or Connectio. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but again, this one is a free app. Who doesn't like increasing their return on their investment with their ad spend with a free app? We all want that. We all want to make as much money as possible. So definitely check this one out. So when we are creating our ads, we obviously want to include keywords, and we also need to be very careful about the interests we are targeting. Interest targeting is a way we horizontally scale our ads. The more interest we target, the wider the audience we can target. When we can find more of those pockets of that audience that are performing well, we can then scale upwards accordingly. But finding those different interests and those different audiences that are profitable is key to scaling and making more money with Facebook ads. So Connectio can help us do just that with their keyword and interest search. So let's say you're searching for a certain keyword or interest. It's going to come up telling you how well that interest performs and how competitive it is. You obviously want something that's not very competitive, because then it's not going to cost you as much to target that keyword, but you still obviously want it to have a high performance. This tool can help you do just that. But it's not going to just tell you how well it performs, it's also going to give you some great alternatives. So for example, it may say this one doesn't perform very well, but then within the alternatives, there you go. There's a bunch of other things that you can use for your interest and audience targeting. Perfect. But let's also say you search a word and it comes up with an interest that isn't quite niche enough. It's not quite grabbing the audience that you actually want to be targeting. For example, football. Football could mean many things. Football in English and football in American, two completely different sports. But you might not know that, and you might not gauge that when you're actually sorting out your Facebook ads. So let's say you do target football, but you actually wanted to target English football. You're also targeting all those people in America that think you are referring to American football. You see what I mean? But Connectio will pick up on that and just alert that to you, and then help you refine that interest to make sure that you are targeting the right people. So if you want to better your keyword and interest targeting, make sure you jump on this tool. Again, as I said, it's free, there's nothing to lose. So head over to Connectio and up your keyword and interest targeting. And that does wrap up my 5 Facebook tools to increase your return on ad spend. Who doesn't want that? But if you did enjoy today's video, as you can see, I'm a very new creator here on YouTube, so every little helps. So if you could smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications, that will really, really help me with the YouTube algorithm. So please. And I just wanted to point out that this is actually a part of my podcast series, Social Media Marketing School. It's available on pretty much any podcast platform. If you just search Social Media Marketing School, you'll find it. Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it. It's on all of them. Just search it and you'll find it. But the audio version of the podcast is actually the place to be, because I released this content a little bit earlier over there than before I do on YouTube. So if you do want to consume this content sooner, make sure you're listening on the audio version of the podcast. If you'd prefer to see the video, stick here on YouTube, but the audio version is the place to be. Now, if you have any questions with regards to anything I've mentioned on today's video, make sure you reach out to me on Instagram at @themarketingethan. Send me a DM and I'll make sure I get back to you no matter what. But if you have made it to this point in the video, I just want to finish off by saying thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.